I'm Erin Spinagle here today at Martinsburg High School. Join me today as we learn about some of the teachers here at the home of the Bulldogs on this edition of Be the Difference, West Virginia. We're here in Rhonda Foreman's classroom. She teaches English here at Martinsburg High School. Hello, Rhonda. How are you?
Hi, Erin. I'm doing very well, thank you.
Tell me a little about yourself.
Well, I've been at Martinsburg High School for 14 years. I originally came to West Virginia when I was in the 3rd grade. Have moved here from Arlington, Virginia with my family. My dad worked at the Pentagon, so he got transferred up here to the National Computing Center. Did all my schooling at Hedgesville, in the Hedgesville area, and I graduated from West Virginia University with a degree in English. Then I went back to Shepherd University and tacked on my English education. Then I ended up at Martinsburg High School many years later. And I've been here ever since, and I love it.
So what made you decide to become an English teacher?
Well, it wasn't a direct route. I think I always wanted to be a teacher, but then in high school, I had a guidance counselor who said, Rhonda, you're too smart to be a teacher, which kills me to even think about that. So he suggested law school. Because I liked English, I should pursue a law school career. So I went all through high school thinking I was going to be a lawyer, and then once I had my English degree and was ready to graduate from college, I didn't want to go to law school. So I had to go back to get the English education to tack it on. But it's what I've always wanted to do.
You just found out that you have earned your national board certification. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
So tell me a little bit about what's involved in that process.
Okay, the whole national board process, it's an amazing thing. It's one of the only really, I don't know what I want to say, it's one of the only true ways that a teacher can affirm how wonderful they are, or how much hard work that they truly put into their jobs, to decide that you're going to embark on this whole journey of national board. You have to commit to many, many, many hours of hard work. You have to do 4 extensive portfolios, and then for English you take 6 timed online tests that are approximately 30 minutes each, and you're expected to know everything grades 6 through 12 that has to do with English, and it can take up to 3 years.
So what do you enjoy most about teaching English?
The interaction with my students, and that just watching kids come alive with that appreciation of literature, or when they get it, when they understand why an author did what they did, or looking at visual imagery and stuff like that, even things that have no words attached to the text, but they understand the meaning because somehow I've helped them to draw those connections. And I love it. This age group is amazing because you can carry on somewhat adult conversations with them, and just the rapport with them is so wonderful. And I love coming to work every day. Absolutely love to.
So tell me about some of the activities or lessons that you've done with your students this year that have really gotten them excited about learning.
Okay. Well, one of my favorite activities, and one that I think they really enjoy every year, for probably the last 8 years or so, I've been able to work in coordination with Shepherd University, and I piggyback with their program and bring an Appalachian writer in residence to our school. So the kids read the Appalachian writer's works, and we study it, and we do activities with the novel or the poetry, and then I bring the writer here to the auditorium, and we get that one-on-one, and they explain to the kids how they write, why they wrote, if there is more meaning behind what they wrote than we think. And the kids really love it. It's one of those that when we finish the project, they say, that was an incredible experience, to meet the author and to kind of get behind their works. Yeah. And I know what it is to meet an author too, in addition. This conference that I just attended, Judy Blume was there.
Wow.
Judy Blume, yes, amazing. And I had my 4th grade copy of Tales of a 4th Grade Nothing signed by her. So,
wow.
English teacher, I mean, you got to be a little goofy to enjoy that, but it was amazing.
I think anybody would enjoy
Judy
that.
Blume, yeah, just saying it. Even my students were like, you got Judy Blume's signature. She must be really old.
So what activities are you involved in here at Martinsburg High School that assist your students or support their learning outside of the traditional school day?
All right. Well, here at Martinsburg High School, we have this phrase, I am MHS. I truly feel like I am MHS. I do student council, and I do that with Jody Kisner, and we're very busy with that. We do lots of interaction with the kids. Probably 7 years ago, an ACT, SAT prep program that I do after the school day. I do it for 6 weeks in the fall and 6 weeks in the spring to help any kids who need more than just classroom time working on those tests. I also write grants for our school, which though are not directly with kids, I often always write them, write the grants with the kids in mind, what kind of programs I can bring to them. And I'm also a soccer booster, boys soccer booster and a girls soccer booster because my children go here.
So what's a misconception in education that you wish you could clear up for the public?
I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that we're somehow not professionals, that we're not worthy of a pay scale that looks like it's, could convey into the professional world. And whenever the public hears that, they think, oh, it's about the money. It's never been about the money for me to teach. I absolutely love what I do. I would come every day. Unfortunately, if they even said, we can't pay you this week, I would probably still come. My husband probably wouldn't be as thrilled, but I would still come. But it's just that extra to be seen in the eyes of the public as you are equal to these many other professions where we pay you for the hours and the time and your devotion. But fortunately, since we don't get the monetary all the time, just what I get from the kids and my interactions, and that thank you for the letter of recommendation, Ms. Foreman, or thank you for coming to my musical, or thank you for being at the football game. My mom couldn't come, but I knew you yelled for me and cheered. That does it.
We're here with Elaine Euni. She teaches art here at Martinsburg High School. Hello, Elaine. How are you?
Hi, Erin. I'm fine. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Tell me about yourself.
Well, Erin, this is actually my second career as an art teacher. I came here 15 years ago from the Washington, D.C. area. I had graduated from Shepherd many years ago, but had moved back down to D.C. to raise my family. After a job stint working for Safeway, which is a grocery food chain, I wanted to pursue my passion of art, and my husband agreed, and so we moved the kids up here, and the rest is history.
So what made you decide to become an art teacher?
Well, I knew when I was 10 years old that I wanted to be an art teacher, but you know how things go. You go to college and you kind of pursue different things, and I had actually gotten involved in art education while I was in college, but as soon as I graduated, I went into business, the hospitality business. But after a few years, we said, we need to do this for my family, and I needed to pursue my passion for art. So I just knew, even at a young age, I needed to do this. Why I didn't listen to my inner self, I don't know, but I'm glad I did now.
What do you think is one of the most important things that your students learn when they're in your classroom?
Well, first of all, there's a lot of different things that they can learn. It depends on the student. I have some students that are very much interested in pursuing arts as a career. So we certainly learn the different processes about careers, about how to put together a portfolio. Then there are those students that just have the artistic talents and just kind of want to foster those talents. And I think with each of these students, whether they're pursuing it as a career or the ones that just kind of want to enjoy their time with the arts, I think they each gain a appreciation for the arts. We talk about the different artists, we talk about different art that's out there, we talk about the history of it, talk about the future of it, and it's a sense of creativity that kind of makes the art room the soft place to fall for a lot of students. So it also gives the students a sense of community, collaboration, and I think this type of feeling, the appreciation and all those kind of help them become a better student all the way around. So it kind of crosses the curriculum into different areas of their academic careers.
How are you involved with activities here at Martinsburg High School that promote the arts outside of the traditional school day?
Well, we do a lot of different things with my art students, and what we do a lot of is we do community projects. We do school projects whenever there's homecoming coming up, and we have our football team going into playoff time here, so we do signs and all that. So we do a lot of different things that are shown throughout the community. downtown Martinsburg. Different community organizations have asked us to create art for them. The Apple Harvest Festival, we've done all sorts of beautiful projects for them. So they see our students' artwork, so we create. One of the things that we do that's not traditional with a lot of students is we take trips to different universities in the West Virginia area, this region. We just recently went up to WVU and West Liberty University to visit their art departments, and those universities had my students participate in college-level art projects. So it was very exciting for them. First of all, it's a recruitment trip for the colleges, but second of all, the students get to see what their future may hold for them, and they come back very excited and very inspired.
What's an activity that you're doing right now with your art students in the classroom that really has them excited about learning art concepts or getting engaged in the classroom?
A couple years ago, 2 years ago actually, I took a course called Digital Media Design for Teachers. And basically it was taking the visual arts, which I teach here at Martinsburg High School, taking the visual arts and taking it to the next level and adding technology. And so I wrote a grant and I was able to get iPads. And I also wrote this class called Media Arts, and most of the high schools in our county are now using this class. And so you take your basic Art 1 class at the high school level, and you do all the things that you need to do. You learn about color, shape, value, texture, but you put it on a technology level. So for instance, we can go on the iPads and we can do a drawing project. We can use the iPads and take photos and then turn it into a video. So these kids are learning all about technology, or maybe I should say I'm learning all about technology from my students, but together we're learning some really fun things. It's very 21st century and then some. And we're going to put everything on a digital portfolio for the kids. So whether or not they're going to pursue the arts, they can leave this art class, this media art class, saying, look what I did this year. Traditionally, Mom would put that artwork on the refrigerator, so maybe now Mom will put it on her laptop or in the home computer so she can take a look at her students' or her child's work.
Why is it so important that we keep arts in education so our students can engage in that in the classroom?
I feel, and as the Fine Arts Department Chair here at Martinsburg High School, also I'm the County Art Coordinator for Visual Arts, I feel that I'm really in a great position to advocate for the arts because it is just one of those amazing areas of study that students can actually use their creativity, their critical thinking skills. Again, I had mentioned before, I feel like my art classroom is a soft place to fall. A lot of teachers feel that way, whether they're a choir director, a theater director, band director, dance coordinator. We feel that our place is our classroom is a soft place to fall because the students can use their creativity and free themselves. They work in collaboration. They just gain this self-confidence that carries on to other subjects. Now we do a lot of cross-curricular training, certainly that media arts class where we're tying in technology. What a great tool that's going to be. There's math involved in your music and your dance. Of course, theater is memorization and learning all about the great poets and writers of the past or the future for that matter. And so I think the kids, if we foster their creativity, they gain all these other skills, which is just going to help them that much more in all their other subjects.
What's one thing that you wish the public understood about what it's like to be a teacher or the education profession in general?
That the arts are really supported, and that here, particularly in Berkeley County, we have all these different fine arts, and that it does make a student, a better academic achiever. It increases their self-confidence. It fosters their joy for the arts. So I just think that we're very blessed, and I think as the public here in this area needs to take a look at that, a real hard look at it and say, how can we continue to support that? If we want our students to be ready for the 21st century, yeah, let's add technology to the arts. Let's do that. But let's also make sure that they have those critical thinking skills and that they use their creativity, because these are the students that are going to need to think outside the box in the future.
That's all for this edition of Be the Difference, West Virginia. Join me next time as we learn more about the teachers here in beautiful Berkeley County. Until then, I'm Erin Spinagle, reminding you to be different, but more importantly, be the difference. I'll see you soon.